Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss my tips, my view on how to get an affordable house or affordable land in Zimbabwe. My focus mostly is people in the diaspora, but my points, my tips will be valid to people locally in Zimbabwe as well. Or whatever country you are in the diaspora, you're still away, and you're looking to buy land or a house at your home country. So I think the best way forward, if it's Zimbabwe, which is my focus, is not to just think about Harare. Harare is the capital, yes, and many people want to be there. Many people just think of buying there. Some will be Bulawayo, and Kwa Bulawayo, beautiful city, and some people as well would just be focused on these two cities, Harare some, Bulawayo for some. But Zimbabwe is a bigger country. There is Kwekwe, there is Chinoi, there is Marondera, Mutare, Chiredzi, there is Gweru, there is Mashingo. So there are many places where you can buy your house, where you can buy your land. So don't just think about being in Harare or being in Kwabulawayo. If you do not have any business to do in Harare, if you don't have anything that would want you to be in Harare, why just focus on Harare only? You could go elsewhere. So don't just think Harare when you're thinking Zimbabwe. Same applies to Bulawayo. Don't just think Bulawayo. There's other areas, there's other places that you can buy your land, that you can buy your house. There's a big demand for these cities, mostly Harare, and higher demand simply means higher prices. So if you want something a bit more affordable, you can easily buy maybe nearby towns, somewhere that is, say, 1 hour away, somewhere where it's 2 hours away, if you want to be closer to the big cities. Yeah, mainly these big two. Okay, moving on. The next point I'm going to share is searching for the property. How can you search for an affordable one? The ones that come up usually as the affordable ones are the developer sessions, or some other sort of session, and there's nothing wrong with buying these, but for me, I prefer the ones with the title deed. It's just preference and peace of mind for me. This kind of defeats the whole point of trying to find something affordable. Reason being, the session properties, the session lands are usually cheaper than the ones where there's a title deed, due to the fact that the ones with the title deed, everything is in place, all services have been done, all the processes have been completed, so you're going to pay a premium. But in terms of being affordable, I want peace of mind. Well, if I buy something cheaper and I don't have that peace of mind, that thing is not really cheap for me. It's not affordable because it's costing me worries, trouble, being anxious, and just being unsettled. So I tend to look at properties where there's a title deed in place. There are some good ones where it's a developer session, but you know the developer, they've got a reputation. Maybe you are familiar with them, you've been in business with them before. then by all means go for that land, go for that property. Yeah, so just a different viewpoint on it. My preference is title deed, land and property. My next point will be to do with actually searching for the property. I tend to go for the reputable real estate agents, ones that have been in the game for years, ones that I'm familiar with and I've always seen in adverts. So my advice is don't just search today and look to buy next week or next month. Start your searching early, and you tend to see the same agents selling these properties, and you get familiar with them. And you, if someone is in the game for longer, it means they're staying in it and probably they're doing something right. So there's the Pam Goldings, there's Rawson, there is Gersten Turner, there's Knight Frank. These are the ones that I've seen the most, and growing up, I've seen them around. I've seen them around Zim, and I am familiar with these. There are some newer ones which are just as good, but I'm just not familiar with them. So that's what I mean. If you keep searching an area, that's another point. Focus on one area where you want to buy, and with time you see some trends, and you also see a property being advertised more than once. I used to think this is a red flag, but that's not the case. What happens, I think, sometimes the seller, this could be the original, the owner of the property, the owner of the land, they go to different agents hoping to sell quick or to just have their property or land being advertised to a wider audience. So it's not an issue seeing it twice. And you can also see the same land being sold at a different price by one agent, or the same property being, for example, 100k on one agent's listing and 90k on the other. So that's the good thing about searching and just going through the websites frequently and just seeing if the same property pops up again at a different price. You might save yourself some money that way. I have seen the same properties with different prices on different websites, and obviously would go with the lower one. My other tip is to go on these websites. So there's classifieds, there's property, so classifieds.co.zw, there's property.co.zw, and there is also Property Book. And on these websites, my tip would be for you to search for the land, search an area, search the land, or just go on it if you're just looking for anywhere, if you're not particular about an area. Sort the listings from old to newest. So on the older listings, it means it's been on the market for a while now, and there is a chance that they might be willing to negotiate the price a bit more than someone who's just listed their property recently. So I would advise you to look at the older listings and try and negotiate on these. My next point, which I covered before as well, kind of, but not fully, is to track a certain area for a longer period, and don't just buy straight away. Well, by straight away, I mean in 2 months, 3 months. I would say 6 months or more, you just searching and just knowing the trends in the market, the usual players, the prices, and If you track one property, try see when was it posted and when did it come off the website. This can tell you the demand and how much you might be able to negotiate. If you see property staying there for long, it might mean, okay, there's a chance here for you to negotiate a bit more. Yeah. And yeah, by affordable, we do not mean too good to be true. Sometimes land in a certain area, 1,000 square meters is usually 30,000 US dollars, and all of a sudden